Welcome back for a big episode. This is Game Boyz 10. We did it. We did it 10 times.
Woo!
I'm Pat. I'm here with my friend Bowman.
Hey everybody, glad to be here.
A special guest this week.
Yep, a special guest. I'm a repeating visitor.
Yeah. So we got some things to talk about. Some Nintendo leaks. Some PC gaming news. We don't usually have that stuff. So.
Oh, I actually don't even know what you're talking about.
Don't look. So yeah, we'll just start off like we always do. What have you been doing?
Getting settled back into my place, and still, I feel like every episode I'm saying this, but the more and more I trim my collection, the more and more I want to trim. Mm-hmm. So that's been a hard, not really hard, but just a challenge of just putting everything into a big box and figuring out what I want to sell, and kind of just revisiting that conversation of selling stuff and how much of a pain in the ass it is, and how much money I want to make versus how much of a trouble I want to go through with it. Because part of me wants to just take it to your favorite local retro store and just get the cash for it, but
right. You get pennies on the dollar.
Yeah, well, not horrible, but yeah. And then another part of me wants to try to make some money off of it, and it's tough, man, because I have so many consoles, and now I'm confined to one small space, and it's really, I've heard this brought up so many times in different podcasts, mostly Pat would bring it up, how everything changes when you move, and it's just like so true.
Yeah.
My perspective of retro gaming has like completely changed. I'm like going through I don't even know what to call it, just some sort of epiphany of how I feel, or just drastic change of how I feel about retro gaming in general.
Right.
It's tough.
Yeah, it's funny you mention that, because my collection's been getting a lot bigger lately. Almost in tangent with yours downsizing. It's strange.
So strange.
Yeah, so you're just moving, huh? Still moving.
Well, I mean, I'm pretty much settled. I mean, I am not moving. I'm just getting rid of stuff now.
The moving arc is almost over.
The moving arc is done. It's done. I just am trying to sell stuff and get rid of it, and debating on which consoles I'm even going to keep, because my brother, who I live with now, he's also got a bunch of retro consoles. He's got a whole game room, and it's just like, all right, well then why do I need a bunch of retro consoles if he has all these?
Right.
So that's where I'm at.
I need probably like a NES and a Super Nintendo and a Genesis and a Saturn and a Dreamcast in every single room in my house.
Well, those are all the ones that I have. I have like 4 Genesises right now.
Right. Well, I need one for every room.
Okay.
So you never know when you're going to need some of that Comic Zone action.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking like even like bathroom is
right,
well.
Exactly.
So,
yeah. So
you've been like mounting TVs like crazy. You're gonna start mounting TVs in your bathrooms?
I could. I've debated it. I mean,
really?
Sure. I mean, that's the ultimate lap of luxury, is when you got a little TV to watch your sports while you're peeing.
Come on, man. Bathroom is the moment where you just kind of walk away from all that shit for a second.
Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah, I like to read in the bathroom. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Cool.
What about you? What have you been up to?
Just laying a patio.
Oh yeah, how's that going?
Yeah, it's a lot of work, man. My brother was joking with me, because he says every single summer when it's like, once it hits like 100 degrees, that's when I decide to start doing yard work or like work out in the backyard. I waited the whole winter and fall and waited till it hit summer to be like, all right, I'm gonna build a patio now.
And we're in that Florida constant raining weather now.
Right, so I've been trying to do it, but it's been raining every day, so I haven't been able to do any more of it, and it's a lot of work. I'm mixing the cement by hand, which is really can't state enough how much like strain that puts on like the shoulder and back and stuff, like with a shovel, like grinding up cement.
Doesn't sound fun.
Yeah, so been doing that single-handedly.
You went to the cigar event.
Yeah, I went to the Drew Estate Barn Smokers event, which is in a Claremont. Probably not a lot of overlap and interest with our listeners, but so it's basically you go out to the barn or the farm where they grow the tobacco for the cigars and stuff. It was like $90. They give you get there at 9 in the morning, and you immediately started drinking and smoking cigars at 9 in the morning.
What kind of booze?
They had a lot of different stands set up from distilleries and breweries and stuff. Like they had, I sampled some really nice, expensive Knob Creek stuff and like Maker's Mark and things like that. Like they have a bottle of Private Reserve Knob Creek, I think, that's like you can only get it at Corona's cigar bar, and it's like $80 a bottle. And I tried some of that; it was good. They give you drink tickets for like mixed drinks and liquor and stuff. You can bring your own liquor, which we did. They give you like $200 worth of cigars, and then they take you on the tour, and they show you how the tobacco's grown and picked and dried and then rolled into the cigars. So it was really cool. If you have any interest in that, or you just like getting shit-faced and smoking cigars, try and get a ticket for next year, because it was definitely get your money's worth. Like I said, the ticket's $90 and they give you $200 worth of cigars.
I mean, I don't even smoke cigars that often, and that sounded like a really cool event.
Yeah, so it was fun, and free food, barbecue from like a little like craft barbecue place over near like Mills.
Okay,
like the Pig or something like that.
Oh, you mean Ravenous Pig?
Yeah, I think that was it.
Yeah, okay.
So the food was really good. It was a lot of fun. So that's what I've been doing.
Cool.
All right, so you got what do you got for us first this week?
I guess I'll lay down the big one for me, and kind of surprising but not surprising that Sony of America actually reached out to Kotaku and then reached out to other studios as well, that they are officially ending production of physical Vita games for America and Europe division.
Oh shit.
So basically,
Bowman hasn't slept in a week.
The details on this is that it'll be all done by March 31st, 2019.
Okay.
But my theory, maybe it's an April Fool's joke. But anyways,
I don't think so, pal.
No, that's the end of the fiscal year 2018, so that makes sense. So basically, companies have until June to like start putting their initial orders in for wanting to do physical games, and they need to have their final purchases of the carts done by February 15th. But not all is lost. America and Europe are the ones that are being stopped. Asia, they even like went as far as to say that production will continue in Asia, and rather specifically Japan. So that won't stop. But
theoretically, if like Limited Run or whoever wanted to get a game made, couldn't they just have it made in the Japanese facility?
I don't know how the process of that works. Limited Run still hasn't commented on it.
Because the system's region free, so you just put whatever ROM you want on there.
Well, I was going to mention like that Reverie game that I got. It was from Play Asia, and right. I'm sure that production was in Japan,
right?
And it had multiple languages on it. So I mean, releases like that are still going to get sold. So you're still going to see physical Vita games available for sale for certain titles. It's going to be drastically a lot less, and you're not going to... Well, because right now, you can walk into GameStop now, and sometimes you have to like ask for them to pull out their Vita games, but new Vita games were still being shipped to GameStops. I think that is going to be ending after that point, and you're only going to be able to buy pre-owned games. So, I mean, there's also Limited Run Games did not make an official comment about that news in particular. They said they don't like commenting on leaked information or whatever.
It's not leaked, though.
I don't understand. It's been confirmed, so I don't know if... I guess they're being really careful about when to comment on it, but...
Get your emo ass in gear, Limited Run!
They did say that they currently have over 30 physical Vita games in the works, and every single one of them will release. So... I was, like, definitely a little upset to read that news because I'm a big Vita fan, but also... It's gone well beyond expectations than it ever was supposed to do. like as far as like how many games still get produced for it, because I mean the system was considered dead at arrival, and it still had a slew of games coming out. And I just bought one the other day, and I'm sure I'll keep buying games. And I mean, if anything, I'll be fine with not buying more Vita games, because I do have a lot of them, and I am ready to just start making the switch to Nintendo Switch.
Gotta get that Vita flash cart.
Yeah, eventually I will mod my Vita, but I guess one of the irritating parts about this news is that people are just like, well, the Vita will live on through digital, and it's just like, it's fucking annoying, because the memory cards are overpriced as hell.
They're not going to keep the store open on it for much longer after the production is over.
You think so? I don't know about that.
They do that with everything.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I don't know. I think overall it's not the worst news in the world. It's not unexpected, and I think we'll keep getting games, but I just wish that Sony also announced the price drop on the memory cards at least as well.
That'd be nice.
That would be really nice. Like, hey, we're not doing cards anymore, but now you can afford
this
memory cards.
Technology hasn't gotten any cheaper in the last 5 years.
God, so that's frustrating. So, I don't know. That's where I'm at with the Vita.
Yeah. I'll give my opinion after I go to the bathroom.
You gotta poop or what?
Both of them.
Bring that there.
Alright. So, my opinion on the Vita situation is not surprising in the slightest bit. They've been moving towards this for a while now. It's disappointing, but nobody killed the Vita but Sony.
Yeah.
So, I mean, at a point, you have to... It's just, you're living in a dream world if you thought that they were going to keep pumping games out for this thing that they clearly want nothing to do with. That's it. I mean, there's not much else to say about it. Honestly, it sucks. Like, I like the Vita, and honestly, I wish there was more unique games on it. I'm not the type of person who is going to buy a game if it's out for other consoles on the Vita, but I'll buy Vita games that are not on other consoles, which there aren't really any of nowadays. So, yeah, I mean, it is what it is.